President of the Republic of Kenya, Edwin Sifuna. I want to be very straight because you've told us to go straight to the point and take the opportunity. This is it. I'm Linda Mwananchi, member number 135. I know by law of nature you are number 1. I just want to ask on behalf of the young people who are seated here, and we've just heard about the National Youth Council. Because as young people, we believe that you are going to be the 6th president and you're going to form the next government. How, this is my question, how inclusive is going to be your government in as far as youth affairs is concerned? And I'm asking this question because I know we have been having issues of youth inclusion every time people come to speak to us as young people. But I want you to tell us how inclusive is the government gonna be. Finally, I have been dreaming of speaking before a president. And here I am speaking before the next president. This is an opportunity for me. And I just want to make a request to take a portrait photo. I'm going to do that portrait in my house, so that when my children will be looking at the TV and see the President Edwin Sifuna, they can look at the portrait and see that their father once met the president. Thank you so much.
Let's move the mic to the middle there. There's a gentleman there. Then we'll take one and then one final one here. You are here on stage. You can't raise your hand.
Thank you, Your Excellency. I'm also happy to have met my 6th president today. And my question is, Your Excellency, please tell us about Linda Mwananchi Party, when we shall have the party ready, and the membership, how we will be. Will there be discrimination in the party? Because other parties, we have had a lot of discrimination. Thank you.
Okay, there was a neighbor there with the kofia. Yes, please. And please, let's keep it brief, kindly.
Yes, His Excellency Edwin Sifuna, our 6th president. If God will so, we accept. Mine is brief. As we are aspirants here, we have aspirants from MCA, Member of Parliament, senators, governors, and maybe we have a president. I'm saying from where we are sitting here. Kindly, excuse me, brother. So I've heard many MCAs and who are vying. They are bringing manifestos, and even member of parliaments are bringing manifestos. Even a senator bringing manifestos, and governors bringing manifestos. Your Excellency, from where you are, your experience and exposure in this governance system, do you mind organizing for us a brief workshop as young aspirants of this nation to guide us on what to be precise with as an aspirant, for my position as a member of county, of what I'm going to do and what I'm supposed to tell voters. To avoid, juwe mwenye umesema, hatutaki uongozi wa uongo, na tumerealize uongo unaanzia kwa ground wakati wa campaign. Mimi ni MCA, nasema nitajenga hospitali. Hospitali inatoa wapi?
Asante. Aya. That side, yes, that one.
Your Excellency, HE, my name is Daniel Nyerere, aspirant Imara Daima Ward in Embakasi South. Your Excellency, my question is very simple regarding the party that is Linda Mwananchi. We want you to assure us, please give us a surety and not the surety we used to receive in ODM. Please give us a surety that you're going to do free and fair nomination, and especially you are going to consider the young people in that party. Thank you, sir.
I think we can answer this 4, then we'll do one more round. I can hear the ladies screaming here about gender balance, and inclusion is a big issue. Now, first of all, there's a question about how inclusive government is going to be. First, you have to look at the movements that form government and ask how inclusive those movements are. Because it is impossible sometimes to expect that people will pick up good habits when they didn't have them before they had power. We have created a platform. Actually, this platform has been created by young people. And I tell people that this movement belongs to to you, to young people, I might just be like, I don't know what I can say, but this movement is really not about Sifuna. There is something that the young people, and especially the sense that I get, that people are yearning for something different. And that is why they support this movement. People are used to old traditional ways of doing politics. Sometimes those of you who have come to my office, I get very upset when somebody comes to my office saying, I had this idea and I wanted to know if I can go ahead with it. I'm just like, what? Because we were used to this top-down, where even if you had an idea that, like, uko in the village in Igembe, Jameni, what do I know more than you? You are the one who's on the ground there. If you wanted to start a Linda Mwananchi office, why would you travel all the way from Igembe saying atisikuwa nataka usikie alafu ukasirike? I'm like, what? That's not who we are. We are a movement that is led by the people themselves. People have ideas. Like this guy is saying he's member number 130 something. I didn't even know there was serialization of members in Linda Mwananchi. But that is the sort of initiative we want. I have seen people calling themselves Mimi ni youth leader wa Linda Mwananchi. I see people opening offices. That's the sort of movement and initiative that we are. Hii maneno ya ati lazima upewe permission. Kuingia Linda Mwananchi hakuna application na hakuna permission. If you have an idea that you think pushes the movement forward, I think you should run with it. So look at our team and see just the sheer number of young people that are in Linda Mwananchi. Then you will see how inclusive the government is going to be. Of course, when we started, there was a call that when people see the front picture here, when we are standing there, they don't see enough women, you know? And there's a reason. You see, like the lady from Siaya who spoke here, if there's risk of political violence to us as men, for them it's like 10 times. It's like 10 times. And you have to be deliberate to make sure that these people are safe. You know, there's a friend of mine who's running for office in Bungoma County. She's called Agneta. She was hurt very badly, by the way. Even as we speak, she's still in hospital. And in Homa Bay, that is. And therefore, in the initial days, there's all sorts of threats and disadvantages that women have that you will not see them in those public podiums, you know. I have friends in the Senate, for instance, who are nominated ladies, nominated senators. After they saw what happened to Gloria Oroba, that you can actually be kicked out from that nominated seat for disagreeing with your party, many of them are very afraid to come out and say, I am going to Linda Mwananchi rally. Because our politics has also become very petty. People have paid actual prices for supporting Linda Mwananchi. All of my allies, before they came for me to strip me of SG and Naibu Kiranja, those things I used to say, they had taken people from committee chairmanships, from committees, they had stripped them of everything. So they see that, especially, it's very easy to blackmail the women leaders who are nominated. So they are very afraid. So sometimes people say, oh, Sifuna, we don't see enough women on the stage. Even just women accessing a political stage, it's crazy. We have really tried, I'm telling you. We have tried all sorts of things. But the indiscipline, especially amongst us, as the leaders and the aspirants, male aspirants, the security team is only concerned about the person who they brought. So you'll find like there's a squabble there, but it's just our people pushing each other. So the woman is like, how am I going to get on that stage? It's very difficult. But as Linda Mwananchi, we have resolved to be very deliberate to ensure that we create a platform that is safe for everyone and is as inclusive as possible. But for the young people, I think you are the greatest stakeholders of this movement, and of course, it will be reflected in the government that we will form. There will be no discrimination in the party that we will be going to, because the Constitution requires that a party is reflective of the national face, or has a face that is national. And you can look at our histories, you know. Leopards don't change their sports, they say. You can actually look at the history of the leadership in Linda Mwananchi and see that it is a diverse leadership and that nobody will be discriminated against. As we speak, our lawyers are in the Political Parties Disputes Tribunal because we took the registrar to court to say that we do not believe that he has reasons to deny us the name. But I want to be clear here. What we are fighting for is not a party. We have parties. We are fighting for our brand, our name. So what we will do, because somebody asked whether the party is ready, we have many, many options because this Kasongo thinks he's dealing with children. And I said in Kakamega that we are students of Raila Odinga. Raila Odinga had plan A, B, C, D, E, F, G mpaka Z. Kwani tulilala class? Sasa jamaa wanasemanga akifunga mlango tunaingia na dirisha. So nyinyi kaeni mkijua chama ziko tunataka brand yetu because we have built this thing. You guys have worked so hard to build Linda Mwananchi. People have lost their lives bana because of Linda Mwananchi. We want the registrar to give us our name and we will brand it on whatever party that we choose out of the ones that we have. Then there was a question on manifestos. First, as an aspirant, please understand the constitutional role of the office you are looking for. Some of the people who spoke here, I will not mention their names, appear not to know the roles and the functions of the office to which you are running. And it is very, very critical because that informs what you are going to say to the people to be able to do what? Kuwaingiza box. So, if you are running for Senate, for instance, I see the person who wants to take my seat is somewhere here. And Babu. Yeah, you must understand what the role of a Senate is. You must familiarize yourself with the Constitution, Article 96, Articles 94, and the role of Parliament. We basically have 3 roles. So you speak to those roles. You are the representatives, a representative of the people. Are you able to represent people? You represent them on every single platform that you get. On the floor, on TV, in the rallies, you're speaking about their issues because as a leader, you have a way of amplifying people's concerns. When somebody in the villages there speaks, it's not the same as an elected representative saying. So, first of all, have a network that allows feedback to come to you on the ground, you know, and then be able to articulate that. And if I had not found myself in this situation that I found myself, my plan was to go back to the people of Nairobi and ask them, have I represented you? Number 2, you are a legislator. You are supposed to come up with creative solutions to some of our problems. Now, sometimes I feel like in Bunge there, and even some of the aspirants have spoken here, that there is a pressure for you to say, oh, nitaleta muswada. We don't have a shortage of laws in this country. And the quantity of laws is not the measure of a successful legislator. It's about the quality. You can just do one amendment that will solve problems. I'm very proud of one of my colleague senators, Crystal Asige, who brought an amendment to the Persons with Disabilities Act for tax exemption to parents and guardians of children with disabilities. The impact is major on those people. But of course, we are now grappling with government to be able to pass the regulations to be able to bring that into force. But we want impactful legislation. Sio kuleta tu bill kwa sababu umeleta bill. Some of the bills I've seen in the Senate there, it's just about creating authorities and they all sound the same. We want real solutions to actual problems. And that is what you as a legislator should look for. If you are going to the National Assembly, identify, even if it is just one gap in the law, and when you solve or close that gap, it has the impact to your people, you are successful as a legislator. Then, of course, there is the oversight of national government institutions and the county governments as well. You people have followed our conversations in the Senate. You can gauge, and if you vote in Nairobi, then I can ask you as well if you think that I have done my job as an oversighter in Nairobi. There are others who think that that we should physically beat up governors. Because the frustration is so much. Even us there in the Senate, sometimes the tools that we are given, you can summon a governor, anakataa kuja, you depend on the Inspector General of Police to arrest them and bring them. They don't. And then siku moja nimekaa kwa Senate, naona jamaa mwenye tuko na arrest warrant yake anapiga IG hapo nje. Ako TikTok mbele hapo nje tu, nikasema hii na is too much. Wewe mzee, unajua tunakungojea na unakuja kupiga TikTok mbele ya bunge, so kulikuwa na patashika kidogo hapo, but that is not ordinarily what should happen. So yes, understand the role. And when you hear some of us talking strongly about constitutionalism, because when you are elected president, for instance, there is an oath of office that you take. You are the foremost, or at least you're supposed to be the foremost defender of that constitution, not the foremost violator of the constitution. Ndio maana tunataka huyu Kasongo akanyage akiendanga. Daniel, you said you are vying in Imara Daima, and you want me to assure you. I like your choice of phrase. My brother, in this life, there are no assurances. If, no, tuende tu pole pole, tutaelewana. Can you assure me that you will be awake tomorrow? You can't. You can't assure me that you will wake up tomorrow. Tuanze tu na hiyo basic. What we have discussed here is that we want to put in place a fair process. A fair process where you can feel that you actually have an opportunity to compete. Now, but what is fairness? You know, I've given you my example in Kandui, for instance. The unfairness in Kandui was not that ballot papers were being sold. It was that I was poorer than my opponent. Kama ningekuwa na hiyo noti, labda hata mimi ningetoa alafu tutoke draw, sivyo? So, I mean, there are many facets, but what we want, we have said, we have learned a lot of lessons from our previous experiences in other political parties. We would want that the bad manners is left behind. And at the end of the day, for as long as a political party wants to win an election, you can't give a ticket to the wrong person. Mutaanguka tu. Yeah, we want numbers in the National Assembly. We want numbers in the Senate. There's something we tried to do in ODM the last time in setting up something we called a parliamentary campaigns committee to identify people early, and especially like women aspirants. You can't wait. Like right now, it's already too late. It's already too late. Imagine, you know what it takes to identify an aspirant, to train them, to give them opportunities. Like I said, ikuongea ni practice. You need to be addressing a gathering like this at least once every week so that you can hone your skills, you know. We need to see you, like when we say we're going to Meru, come to Meru, you're from Meru there. Please speak, because the time is very limited. So it takes a lot of time to manufacture, if you can use that term, or to make a viable candidate. And I feel that we usually run out of time. We tried to set up that parliamentary campaigns committee, identify good people, give them opportunity. Whenever there is a party meeting, they speak, and so on and so forth, so that they can be better people. Some of the people I gave platforms to grow, I see them these days insulting me, which is okay. Kumbe mnawajua. Mkorada hii watu. Yeah, but it's okay. I mean, even me, I understand that, you know, politics is also about brawling. And me, I was also a brawler. You know, when I used to do those morning shows. Kuvurutia watu chini. Pia ni party ya hiyo siasa. So, I actually am proud of some of those people that they have become very good brawlers. And it's an asset in politics. I wish them well. So, yes. That would be my answer to you. Let me take a final round of questions. Allow the ladies to, let's start with you, Mheshimiwa. And then, those are too many questions. We can't be here until night.